For all you technically minded fans and model makers and film makers out there, I'd like to explain how we shot the Enterprise with all its multiple colors. On the surface, after I finished painting it, it radiated every color of the rainbow. And so you couldn't use a traditional green screen or blue screen, because there were greens and blues and golds and reds and yellows and purples. There was every color of the rainbow on the surface of the ship. And so if you use green screen, any part of the ship that was green would drop out, and I'll explain that. I'm sitting in front of a green screen, and I'll hold up a color wheel, and this is green here, and I'll bet you this drops out to the background. And I'll show you the other side so you can see all the colors. But the green, which is here, some of that green will drop out and become the background. Because what happens is you key in, it's called chroma key, you key in the color green, and anything that's green disappears. Now, and that's used, we all know that's used in television for newscasters, stand in front of a map. Well, they're standing in front of a green or a blue screen, and they're not wearing green or blue. And then a map is dropped in behind them. But to shoot the Enterprise, it was a little more complicated. Because it had so many colors, what Doug Trumbull did is he set up a white screen behind the model and would light that screen really bright, and then so the model was silhouetted against the white screen. And we were in a blackened room, everything was black, so all you saw was this huge white rectangle with the shape of the model silhouetted against the white screen. And then they would bipack the camera with positive and negative orthographic film. And orthographic film is film that goes either black or clear. There's no gray value. So when exposed to light, it'll either this is a negative here on Terminator, a title I did. You get a black field with the clear lettering as a window. It's the same with Back to the Future. So it either goes clear or black. And so you bipack the camera with positive orthographic film and negative orthographic film. So there's two layers of film that are going through the camera, and it's just black and white. And then when the camera lens, when the shutter opens and makes the exposure of the white screen, the negative film will make the white screen go black, and it'll make a little window in the shape of the Enterprise where the dark bit is. And the positive film will make the white screen go clear, and there'll be a black silhouette floating in the middle of the film, a bit like the lettering here. This lettering here. So say that lettering is the spaceship in the film. So you then have a window that you can drop an Enterprise-shaped window that you can drop the beauty pass, the color pass into, that blocks out all the background. And then you have the opposite that blocks out the beauty shot, and you can drop a background into it. And then you can, in a matte camera, you can composite those two together, and you get the Enterprise out in space or in front of a planet or any kind of a background. So you have to make two passes. You have to make the pass with the bipacked film in the camera, And some of these shots are 12 or 14 hours long. I mean, as the camera is traveling down the rails towards a spaceship, which makes the spaceship look like it's coming towards you or going away from you. The model is actually stationary. It might be turning, but the way the technology we had then, the model would be stationary. It could move and twist, and now they've got cameras that can repeat all kinds of complicated moves. But then we didn't. So you have to fill the camera with these 2 bits of film and make that pass, and then you have to back it up, and then you put color film in the camera, and you light the model against a black background, so all of it, then you get rid of that white background and you light the model up so it's really beautiful against the black background, and then you make what's called a beauty pass, and that's in color film. And then that bit of film, along with those other 2 bits of film that are composited together, the beauty pass is dropped into the little window that's created, and the little clear hole that's created. And it's tricky, and it's very time consuming. Now, Lucasfilm, when they shot the model for Wrath of Khan, were using the green screen technique, which is much simpler because you only make 1 pass against a green screen. But in order to do that, they had to kill my beautiful iridescent paint job, which was a crime, really. But the model was just the model at that time. Nobody really realized what was happening and what was going to happen down the decades, and how enormous the Star Trek following was going to be. For the first movie, when the first movie was over, that was it. Nobody was thinking in terms of a second movie at all. So they had to kill with dulling spray and basically ruin the paint job to knock back all the colors, because any green would show up as a hole. And so that's how we shot the Enterprise, and why the model is now in such terrible condition, by being dulled up and then mishandled, because as further films went on, they could fix things. The CGI was coming along, and they could just clean things up in a computer. So basically the model almost became irrelevant, and it looks like it, the way it's been mishandled. So thank goodness it's in private hands and will never be seen again. But this is why we want to recreate the model, because Star Trek needs its heartbeat, and the Enterprise is the heartbeat. So I hope that was reasonably clear, and I'll have lots of little videos on little things that we did and tricks we used to film the Enterprise.